Not my fault. Don't blame me. The shutdown, I mean. If there's a government shutdown and everything comes to a crashing halt, the phones don't get answered and the parks are closed and the forms don't get processed and the checks don't go out, it's not my fault. I'm glad we could clear that up because even more than I don't want our political leaders in Washington at each other's throats and the lights going out and important services suddenly going missing, the last thing I want is to be blamed for even a tiny little bit of it. It wouldn't be fair. But why take the chance that somebody might misunderstand my role, or worse yet, deliberately distort it for partisan advantage? See, I was in Washington earlier this week, but certainly not to stir up trouble. In fact, I was hoping that cooler heads would prevail, assuming there are any cooler heads still left in Washington. And personally, I was willing to go the extra mile, particularly when I got off at the wrong metro stop that one time. But I can't say I actually saw anyone step back from the abyss. Of course, if I'm wrong about that, and if my being there somehow helped to avert the crisis, then naturally I'll be happy to take whatever credit I can, but not the blame, definitely not the blame. See, I'm not the one who made promises to my constituents I had no way of making happen. I certainly wasn't the one promising them that I'd never compromise on anything important when they thought everything was important. I'm not the one who didn't do the math. If there are a few dozen of us who've committed to doing X, but there are just as many dozens on the other side who've committed to not doing X, then the most likely result isn't going to be either X or not X, but something in between. And letting the constituents think otherwise, letting them think they could get everything they wanted, and if it took a shutdown to get there, you were fine with a shutdown, that wasn't me either. So we're clear about that? Any questions? Good, because it might get really ugly over the next few days, and in all the excitement, you might forget things. Here's the only thing you need to remember: not my fault.